So today I'm going to take you through 5 important interview questions which can be a little bit tricky. So on the surface, they might not seem tricky, but you have to be very careful when you answer these questions. So let's start and let's find out what these are. Hi, this is Shupriyo. So today we are going to take up 5 tricky interview questions, and this is especially going to help you towards your SBI PO interviews. So everybody who has SBI PO interviews, all of you, and also it's going to be useful for your IBPS PO as well. So the IBPS PO interviews and any kind of interviews, any kind of bank exam interviews, you might face these questions. So they are very generic types of questions, and that is why I have actually picked out these questions so that I can help you understand how you should actually go forward and answer these things in the interview. So let's begin with question number 1. So that is the classic, which is introduce yourself. So you might have a question, tell me about yourself. Now this is one of the quintessential interview questions, and this question essentially it is just asking you to go into a light detail. So many people, they make the mistake over here that they are going to tell their entire life story. So they are not asking for that. They are not asking for your entire life story. Believe me, nobody is interested. They just want to know a brief about what you have done, where you are right now at your life. So the way that I recommend answering this question is that you break it into 3 parts. So part 1, that will deal with your present. Okay, so your present situation of life. Part 2, it will deal with your past, whatever you have done in your past. And part 3 is your future. So what you want to do in the future. So how do you actually structure your answer? The present. So if you are right now working, then you can start with, hello, my name is so and so. I am working as a manager in so and so company, etc., etc. So you go forward with that and you just say that my roles and responsibilities. So I am perhaps a sales manager, or maybe you're working in a bank, you are an RRB manager, whatever it is. So just 1 or 2 lines about your present situation. If you are a student or if you have just actually graduated right now, so what you can say that I graduated from my electrical engineering degree in 2020, and right now I am actually giving government exams because I want to crack government exams, or I am giving bank exams because I want to get selected in a bank. So that is your present situation. So your present you have to start with always, because that's the most relevant thing. So it has to be kind of in a reverse chronological way. So you're starting with your present and then you switch over to your past. So with your past, what you want to convey, you just want to tell them where you are from, okay, and then where you have done your schooling or your college from. So if you are currently just a fresher, then you can start off with your hometown, then you can go for your schooling, and then you can just say that this is the thing that I had done. So that will be enough. But if you are currently working, then you can start off with your hometown and then you can jump to your schooling. So you can just tell about your schooling. So just say that I belong to so and so place from so and so state, and I have done my schooling in this place. And the college, if you are if you have not actually told about your college in the present sequence, then you can just break down about your college, your degree, and what you had studied in your past. So don't make it too long. Remember this, they are searching for something very, very concise, and they might be stopping you if you go forward and tell a lot of details. So you have to be a little bit relaxed about this. And once this section is done, many people, they just leave it at this. This is not enough. You have to also tell about your future goals. So what are your future goals? You are sitting in an interview, right? So you can say that I want to get into the banking industry. I want to get into this industry because it is such an exciting time to be a banker. There are so many changes and I want to contribute to the growth of the Indian economy. So this is something that you can just finish with, because your conclusion has to be strong as well. So what is your future course of action? What are you passionate about learning? What are you trying to do in life? So that is what you end with. So you have to say about your future things, whatever you want. So if you are already working, then you can say that maybe I am trying for a career change because I am right now not so comfortable in the IT sector. So I want to switch over to the banking sector, which is a booming sector, and it has a lot of prospects in the future as well. So that is how you are actually going to structure your answer. And remember, there might always be cross questions, so always anticipate the cross questions, whatever. So if you are from IT and you are going into banking, then they will ask you, why are you going into banking? Why are you not satisfied with IT? And I have already told you about the engineering to banking things. So in the last video, I had explained everything about it. So you can go forward and check that video also, so that you have a holistic idea about how you should actually go forward and solve this kind of first question, the leading question. So that is how you are going to tackle the introduce yourself question. I hope that you understood. If you have any specific questions, if you want to know anything, so you can always write to me in the comments down below. I'll be happy to help you out. So the next question is, what are your strengths and what are your weaknesses? So these two things, they can sometimes be a little bit tricky. So let me just show you a table, then you can understand it much better. So yeah, the positives and the negatives. So both of these things should be on your fingertips. Now some of the classic positives of that can be used in any interview. So you're a hard worker, you have attention to detail, so every minute single thing you can understand. Then you are self-motivated. So self-motivation is something that every organization needs, because they don't want to always be pushing you to do something. They want you to take ownership, and they want people who are very self-motivated. So the great work ethic, of course, that is something that can always be said. Then the ownership mindset, this is another important aspect, that whatever task is given to you, you become the owner of that task. So unless and until you finish it, you don't give up. So that is something that is very preferable. Then you are a team player. This is something that every organization needs, because every organization works in teams. And also this is something very, very important for bankers, your sales skills. So you can even start with your sales skills as the first strength that you have, because if you can convince the panel that you are great at selling stuff, then you are one of the best candidates in their opinion. Because in the bank, you have to sell many products, you have to sell your own ideas, and you have to be an expert marketer, expert seller. So these are the things that you have to be very good at. So this is something that you can definitely say. And then performance under pressure. So many people, they crumble under pressure, they cannot take it. So if you are somebody who can perform well under pressure, so that is definitely a positive. So these are the positives that you can always go forward and say. Now coming over to the negatives. Now remember, some people, they will say that your negatives have to be hidden strengths. So don't make that kind of a mistake. Don't be over smart. Remember that. You have to be a bit honest. You have to say things so that they understand, okay, this is a legit negative. This is not something that he's trying to, that he or she is actually trying to project that it's a hidden strength or something. So don't be something like that. You can always say that I am trying to learn. So always after you say the negative, you have to say that what are you doing to improve. So are you doing something to improve? For example, so let's take the first negative first. So the first negative, you are a logical thinker and not a lateral thinker. So what does this mean? This means that you approach every problem logically. You are not approaching problems very creatively. So out of the box solutions are not something that you are comfortable with. And this is a legit negative. So this is something that they can understand. Okay, this is something that you are struggling with. So how can you improve this? So you can say that I am trying to improve this by seeing what are the kinds of resourceful activities that organizations do. How are people actually solving problems by simple everyday solutions? So they are not using anything technical, but they are still solving a problem. So you are of course learning. You are of course trying to just get over your weakness. So after you say a weakness, you always have to say how you are trying to improve, how you are trying to overcome that thing. So the next thing, okay, I believe in direct feedback. I believe in confronting others with my opinions. So this is something that organizations, sometimes you will have a problem with, that your boss, your superior, and especially in the public sector banks, and of course this thing is also there in SBI, nobody wants a negative opinion from a junior. Now this is something that you are going to learn as you enter the organization, because they want basically yes men. So you have to say yes, and you have to say yes sir, it will be done. And this is a problem, of course, but anyhow, you can say that I believe in direct feedback. I believe in telling the person exactly what I am thinking. So you can say that I am learning to be a bit more diplomatic. I am trying to be a bit more delicate in each situations. So that is something that I am learning. The next negative, so you are detail oriented. Sometimes details are not that important. So if any task is given to you, the small minute details also you want it to be right. So that is not something that is always a good utilization of time, because sometimes there are deadlines. So you have to quickly finish a task instead of being so detail oriented. The next thing is I can be a perfectionist. Now this is of course a classic weakness, that you want to make everything perfect, and that is why it takes more time to finish things. So this is, you can say, a slightly hidden strength, but this is something that is on the fine line, and this is perfectly okay to say in the interview. And then working on my public speaking skills. So when you say this, always say that I don't have a problem to talk with people. So I can always talk with people, talk with customers, etc. But when I have to give a speech, in front of many people, then I have some issues, and I am trying to work on this. I am trying to make it better so that I am not nervous, so that I can control my nerves and I can give a good speech. So this is something that can always be said about your negatives. The next thing is difficulty in concisely stating opinions. Now this is something, a problem that I also have personally. I often go ahead and explain things a bit more deeply than is required. So I'm not concise. I am sometimes very verbose, and that is a problem. So that is something that you can also say. The next thing is impatience, that I want fast results. I always want to be very active in the organization. Sometimes stability, and it has to be a little bit slow sometimes as well in the PSB. So I am trying to just improve my patience. The next thing is always seeking new challenges or goals. So you can say that I am not happy if I don't get a new goal to aspire towards. So I'm always looking for the next thing. I am always trying to challenge myself. So that can sometimes be a negative. So this is also a little bit of a hidden strength, but it's okay. You can go forward and say that. So these are your positives and negatives. So you can just paraphrase these things and you can say. And I'm pretty sure that if they ask you this question, you are not going to stumble. So the next question is pretty interesting. Why should we not hire you? So if you are asked why we should hire you, then you can say the strengths, right? But why we should not hire you? So sometimes you can get away with saying your weaknesses, but other times what you can do, so one of the classic ways to answer this is that you can say, sir, I believe that I am very well qualified for this job, but I do know that some people are not in a good financial situation. So many of the aspirants, their financial situation is not that good. So if you find any such deserving candidate who wants to get a job and their financial situation is very poor, then I will not mind if you do not select me, but you give the opportunity to that other person. So that shows that you are somebody who cares for others. You are somebody who wants, who knows that you have your worth. But if you want to somehow just go forward for the common good and you don't want to be too selfish, so that is something that you can say. Now many people, they say that there are no reasons that you should not hire me. Now that is also a perspective, and it's kind of a trick answer to this question, but it's a bit risky. Because if you say that I have no negative, you should definitely hire me, then they are going to press you sometimes. If there is an examiner, if there is a person on the panel who doesn't like that, so they are going to press you. So just handle it a bit more delicately. You can say this. And also you can say that if there is somebody who is more qualified. So if somebody is more qualified than me, then I will not mind if you give the job to that person, because of course they are much more qualified than me. And the third thing is about the banking experience. So if you are somebody who does not have that banking experience, you can say that, sir, I don't have that banking experience with me. So it might be possible that you are looking for somebody who has a lot more experience. I can guarantee you that if you give me a chance, I will definitely learn. But if for that reason you do not select me, then I can perfectly understand. So these are the things that you can say about not hiring. And of course you can say some of the weaknesses that we just talked about. That's also fine. So that's about this question. The next is another very tricky question. Do you support privatization? Now this is a very, very dangerous question. Now when you get this kind of a question, you have to be careful that you do not criticize the government too much. Understand this, because you are going to be part of an organization that is sort of owned by the government. There's a proxy ownership of the government. So don't criticize government policies too hard. So don't criticize them. That is very, very important. What you can say is that you can start with this that, sir, many experts who are much more knowledgeable about the banking industry, they have suggested privatization, and that is why Nirmala Sitharaman, our honorable finance minister, has gone ahead and suggested this, and they are trying to do this. So I believe that implementation is the key. So say about implementation that just announcing privatization and just making everything private, it's not going to solve the systemic issues that are in the system right now in the Indian banking system. So privatization is not a panacea, but it has to be implemented in the correct manner. And you can also say that after your privatization is done, your competition is going to be very, very high. So sometimes competition is really, really good. So for example, for the consumer, competition is always good. So if I have today a choice of 5 banks, that is of course much better than having a choice of just 2 banks, right? So because of the privatization, the competition will increase, and public sector banks will have to just bring out their top talent, bring out their best products to actually compete in this market. Ultimately, who is going to win? Ultimately, your consumer is going to win. The next thing you can say is about consolidation. So remember that privatization, it's not the only thing that's happening. We are also going to consolidate banks. So many 3 or 4 banks may be merged together, and we are going to make one strong bank. So consolidation is very good because it gives rise to stronger banking companies, and that is also something that is definitely going to help us going forward in the economy. So privatization and consolidation, both of these things can be a boon for the economy. So you have to try and just gather as many positives as you can, because don't focus too much on the negatives. And finally, what you can say is that I feel that today the young blood, the young generation, they are actually going to go into public sector banks, and we are going to show the government and everybody else what critical service means, what being the best at banking means. And I am pretty sure that if you take me in your organization, I can prove to you that no matter what happens, no matter what privatization happens, or no matter what disruptions happen, I can always try my best and show to the world my worth, my mettle, and I will be giving the best service to the customers, so that customers do not go for those private entities, but they are just with us. So you have to just say this, that you are a new young generation that's going to go into the banks, you are going to do wonders, and everybody is going to be benefited. So you can say about this, and it might also make them smile a little bit, because it shows that you are very confident about your own abilities. Now don't be overconfident, remember, just be a little bit comfortable about your own capabilities and say that. So these are the things, this is how you can tackle this question, and I am pretty sure if you do it this way, then they are going to feel that it's a mature person who is actually saying this. Now the final question for today. So the final question is, will you leave if you get a better opportunity? So this is another tricky question, because everybody knows that if you get a better opportunity, you are not going to stay. So if you lie to them and you say that, no sir, I am always going to stay in SBI, I love this bank, etc., etc., they are not going to buy it. So don't say that. What you can say instead is that, sir, I have been trying for this SBI job for X number of years. So maybe you are trying for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, whatever. You can say that I have been trying for such a long amount of time, and I really value this job. I really value this, and it is worth a lot to me. This is the first thing, about the SBI job. The second thing is that the SBI perks, the SBI perks and the pay, they are best in class. So it's the highest among all the commercial banks in the entry level, and you get so many benefits after being an SBI employee. So this is why I do not feel that I will try for any other options. So if I do have to try, I would definitely try for something like the JIBO, the Junior India Based Officer, which is for the foreign postings, or I can try for the Treasury. So those are the things that I can try, and I can improve my salary and my social status even more. But I don't think that I am going to leave this job, because this is something that is really best in class. So one of the best jobs in the economy at this present moment. And you can also say that if you are, for example, in an IBPS PO interview, you are not in an SBI interview, then you can say that the economy is not doing well. So say it like this, that the economy is not doing well, sir, and I know that right now, today, getting a job is very, very difficult. So I am very fortunate that you have called me today for the interview, and I really value it. So I don't feel that I am going to leave this job, because after a lot of struggle, I have reached this interview, and I just want to join this job and contribute to your wonderful organization. So that's what you can say, and hopefully it's going to impress them. And again, now you can use some other tips as well, other tools. So if you are somebody who is a little bit aged, so if you are a little bit older, then you can say that right now I want to settle in life. So my family, my mom and dad are looking for a match for me, and I want to just settle down, have my own family, etc., etc. So I don't think that I will be pursuing any other jobs at this moment. So as you can see that I just want to settle down, and I think that SBI is the best place for me to settle down. Now, if you are not aged, what you can say, if you are somebody who is a little bit young, so you are just a fresh graduate, you can say that sir, right now I have just finished my graduation, and at this point of time I want to learn from the best organization, from the best people, and SBI will offer me the best opportunity. And if you are for any IBPS organization, so if any other PSB is there, you can say the same thing, that this bank, they are so such and such bank, they are so old, so this organization, it has such a rich history, and I would love to be a part of this organization and just shape my career. So I'm not looking for any other opportunities at this present moment, and I'm going to be a very devoted employee, and I'm going to learn everything that is required. I will do all the tasks that are given to me, and I can assure you that I will be a steady employee in your organization and will help you grow throughout the years. So say something sweet like this, and we all know like everybody is looking for good opportunities, better opportunities, but this is, I believe, a very diplomatic answer to this question. And so these were the 5 important questions, the 5 tricky interview questions that you should be a little bit more sensitive, more delicate in answering. So if you have any other questions, let me know down in the comments, and let me know what you think. If you agree with these, or if you have any other suggestions, I'll be happy to learn more about all of these things. I hope that you learned something from this video and that it was beneficial to you. If you enjoyed it, please click on the like button and share it with your friends. And if you want to see more of this kind of content, please click on the subscribe button, and do not forget to click the bell icon so that you, my friend, do not miss any future update. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.